Okay, today we are learning about the southeast. So southeast, we just learned about the eastern woodlanders. So this is just south of them. Follow along as I read, or you can read on your own and just delete or pause me. Southeast. So if you look at the map, it's right up here. Wattle and Daub, I don't know how to say that. And then the dugout canoe. So I wonder for transportation and housing if it's going to be those two. There are many tribes within the southeast region. In the early years, the 5 civilized tribes were the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole. The Cherokee Nation had 2 types of towns. The red town was known for war, and the white town was known for peace. A red chief was a leader in war. When they weren't at war, they were training the warrior. During this time, the white chief was the leader. The white chief would serve on a council to help make decisions for the tribe. The Cherokee also had women warriors. Cherokee women held power over their families, participated in government, and fought in wars. Naihe, Nancy Ward, was known as the beloved woman for turning the tide of a battle. She showed bravery when she charged at the Creek warriors after they killed her husband. The other startled Cherokee warriors followed her lead. She was a respected woman and later became a peacemaker. The early people in the southeast had many resources for survival. The climate is moderate. Climate, we usually need to know about climate. And there is fertile soil to grow crops, just like the eastern woodlanders. There are rivers, lakes, and coastal waters which provides drinking water and a place to fish, natural resources. And they probably eat fish. The land is covered by many large forests which provide a habitat for wild animals. In the southeast, most days are sunny, but there is still enough rain to make sure that crops flourish, with which area rich in natural resources. With this area rich in natural resources, the early peoples were able to be hunters, gatherers, fishermen, and farmers. The early peoples of the southeast had a wide variety of animals to hunt. They often migrated through the forest and along streams. The most popular animal to hunt in these forests is deer. Other animals like turkey, rabbits, turtles are also hunted. Nearby waters are homes to numerous kinds of fish. While hunting and fishing, the early southeast peoples would travel by foot, raft, or canoe. To catch their food, they would use bow and arrows, spears, nets, and animal traps. The southeast hunters were known for using every part of the animal they killed. For example, they used the turtle eggs and meat for food and the turtle shells for rattles, which they used during ceremonies and prayers. These early peoples were able to gather wild food, farm, and hunt. The bushes of the forest provided an abundance of berries, and waters provided fish and shellfish. Corn, maize, beans, squash, pumpkins, and many other crops were planted and harvested. They used exquisitely designed baskets to collect their food. Many of the early southeast peoples lived close to the waterways, like the Mississippi River. Since the peoples of the southeast did not have to go far for food, their homes were sturdy and made of permanent residence, just like the eastern woodlanders. One of their dwellings was called the Wattle Daub home. It was made by weaving river cane, wood, and vines into a frame. Then mud was plastered on the frame, and it was roofed with dark bark and grass. The Wattle and Daub were small homes, fitting about one family. The southeast peoples lived in villages with 30 to 60 homes with a village square for meeting and ceremonies. Tall poles were tied together surrounding a village to form a stockade, a high fence for protection. So a stockade, if the next words are in parentheses, it means it's the definition. The Southeast peoples have many traditional beliefs and customs. The Choctaw elder tells about the evening dances. It was told to me that they would dance all night. They said they would dance so much that they left deep impression on the ground they dance on. The true traditional ceremonies for the southeastern tribes include the green corn ceremony and the cry ceremony. Since corn was the most important food, it played a role in their religion and ceremonies. A member from the Seminole Nation explains the green corn ceremony, Puskidal, as being an expression of gratitude for the successful harvest. It was held when the first corn crop was edible. Kind of reminds me of Thanksgiving. They also celebrated coming together as a community and spiritual purity. This was a time to be grateful, Thanksgiving, and forgive others. Gratitude and forgiveness continued to be a big part of the Seminole beliefs. Another ceremony was the cry ceremony. A Choctaw elder explains the cry ceremony as an ancient practice that was once used to help families cope with the loss of their loved ones. The clothing made for ceremonial activities was bright colored and are decorated with symbols important to the Southeast people's beliefs. Decorations may include a circle and cross representing the sun and stars. Other decorations may represent mountains and valleys with a path beside it. A diamond-shaped trim symbolized respect for nature. In World War I, the Choctaws volunteered their services to the United States Army. They became code talkers who spoke their native language on the front lines with other Choctaws on the other end transmitting the messages. When the Germans tried to spy and interfere the messages, they weren't able to understand the language. Choctaw code talkers helped end World War I. So now what you need to do is fill in the graphic organizer using the text. What natural resources did they have? And then answer the question, which resource do you think was the most valuable for the Southeast and why? In your notebook, you should get out the notes where we can add the Southeast notes. So transportation, dugout canoes, rafts, and foot. The food they ate, corn, nuts, beans, squash, berries, deer, fish, turkey. Shelter were the wattle and daub houses, weaved river cane, wood, and vines with mud around the frame with grass and bark. Stockades surrounded them. Environment was moderate climate, great soil, coastal waters, rivers, and forests. And other facts. I would do it, if you can fit them all in, great. If you just want to do 3 or 4, that's fine too. Choose the ones that you want to put in. A red chief is a chief at war. White chief, chief of peace. Nanihi, a beloved woman who fought in war. Green corn ceremony, gratitude and successful harvest. The cry ceremony helped families cope with the loss of loved ones. That's a little bit like our Memorial Day celebrations. We remember the people who have died. And then code talkers, they helped in World War I. Don't forget to go and watch 2 or 3 videos from the link on the module.